Okay. So VAT deregistration, when we have to do it. Actually, what is VAT deregistration? This is a formal cancellation of VAT registration with the UAE FTA. Applies when the business stops or falls below the threshold. So whenever the business is registered and FTA for paying the VAT, and the threshold falls below a particular limit, we have to apply for the VAT deregistration. This is compulsory for all the business where when the threshold of the turnover is falling below. So I'll show the threshold right now, and this is mandatory when the business ceases taxable activities. When the business is it is registered for a particular service and they're ceasing it, and the business is completely shutting down, then they have to voluntarily go for the compulsorily go for the deregistration, and the taxable supply is falling below 187,500, and in the last 12 months, and their turnover is falling below that limit and threshold, we have to go for the deregistration. And this is the compulsory mandatory deregistration, and there is voluntary also. We can go for the deregistration when the taxable supply is below 3,75,000, and the turnover is expected to be falling under the threshold limit. So there are the market indications and other things that we are following. So based on our predictions or our like projection report or something, when we think that the business is going to fall below the threshold limit, we can go for voluntary deregistration also. And there is a time limit applicable for this deregistration. This application has to be done within 20 days from the cessation of the business. Like I told, when the company ceases to run the business, and we have to go for the deregistration. The cessation means when we are planning, we don't have to go for the actual deregistration process. We don't have to start the actual deregistration, means cessation. We have to just go for when the management in their meeting or something decides that they're going to cease their business, means we can go for the voluntary deregistration. And the other thing is like when the turnover is falling below the threshold limit. And the next is the registration process, like doing the VAT filing, we have to go to the FTA portal and do the deregistration. And deregistration, even if we go for we already made an application that for the deregistration, FTA has to approve it, then only the actual deregistration happens. It just because we made a deregistration process and application is submitted, it doesn't mean that it is deregistered. We have to wait until the FTA approve it. Until that, either we have to do the zero VAT filing, or the whatever the turnover is, we have to do the normal filing until the FTA approves it. And then after deregistration, the stopping the charging VAT, we don't have to. Once the FTA approve the deregistration, we can just stop charging VAT, and the TRN which is provided to the business, it will be inactive. And after deregistration also, we should maintain all the records for the VAT paid and all the deregistration documents until 5 years, because it is a compulsory. If anything comes back, we have to have a proper documents of all the records. And VAT re-registration, where company registered and they applied for re-registration, and again if their threshold is going above the limit, and then the company has to voluntary, not compulsory, has to go for the re-registration again, and this has to be done within 30 days. This is the normal thing. And the thing is that it is not this is not compulsory that we'll be getting the same TRN. We'll be getting awarded with this new and separate TRN, not the earlier TRN. We are just we already. So this is the briefing of all the things. So it is compulsory for all the business, and it has to be done within the time limit also. I will share the PPT in the group. So if anybody want to check it, any doubt?